We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. All Filipinos based in Florida, USA are reportedly safe despite the havoc caused by Hurricane Ian. Department of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Maria Teresita Daza said they have not received any reports of Filipino casualties so far. She said the DFA is in constant touch with the people on the ground to monitor and assure the safety of about 168,000 Filipinos in the area, most of whom are healthcare workers. Hurricane Ian made landfall near Florida's southwestern Cayo Costa State Park on Wednesday. It caused massive flooding and power outages in parts of Florida. President Joe Biden said it could be the deadliest hurricane in the history of Florida, as hundreds of people are feared dead after the devastating hurricane Category 4 left the U.S. state on Thursday. At least 109,000 individuals have been given booster doses in the Pna Special National COVID-19 Booster Week held by the Department of Health, or DOH. DOH Officer in Charge Maria Rosario Vergara said their target for the vaccination week is at least 1.9 million of the eligible population. Vergara said there is a slow booster uptake despite government's efforts to have people get their booster shots. She encouraged the public to get their COVID-19 booster dose to prevent severe and critical cases. The DOH earlier said the special vaccination week was extended until October 1 to make up for the postponement of its kick-off in Luzon due to Typhoon Karding. The Pinas Lakas campaign aimed to give booster doses to 23 million Filipinos, or 50% of the country's eligible population, within the first 100 days of the Marcos administration. Authorities rescued on Thursday a total of 29 foreigners who purportedly became victims of human trafficking in Parañaque City. PNP Chief General Rodolfo Azurin Jr. said 23 Myanmar nationals and 6 Chinese nationals were rescued by the police and social workers in an operation in Barangay Tambo. The victims are employees of Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators, or POGO, of the MOA Cloud Zone Corporation, located at the Next Gen Tower along C4 Road EDSA Extension in Pasay City. The rescue operation happened after 2 Myanmar nationals were turned over to them by the anti-kidnapping group on September 22nd. The victims informed investigators that a relative and other Myanmar nationals were left in the same company and are forced and exploited to work as online scammers. The victims were recruited by a certain Chue Tirignon, aka Christine, a Myanmar national. The victims are now under police custody. Meanwhile, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri is calling for a hard look at the government's policy and regulations on POGOs. Zubiri said that the government must review the pros and cons of allowing POGOs to operate in the country. Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva asked whether the revenue generated by the government from POGOs outweigh the social costs of online gambling. Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Pimentel III said POGOs should be under stricter government regulations and policies in case they would be allowed to operate. The Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, is warning the public against investing in Lodi Coins. Lodi Coins is supposedly a virtual currency being offered on social media. Lodi Technologies claimed that Lodi Coins were utility tokens and could be considered as a share or security as defined by Republic Act No. 8799 or the Securities Regulation Code. Its investment packages range from 12,500 pesos to 500,000 pesos, with the potential to earn at least 10 times or 1,000% of the total amount invested. The SEC said that while Lodi Technologies was registered as a corporation, it does not have the necessary license and authority to offer investments to the public. Likewise, it is not registered as a virtual asset service provider with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP. Individuals acting as salesmen, brokers, dealers, or agents of such unauthorized entities like Lodi Technologies may be criminally prosecuted and penalized with a maximum fine of 5 million pesos or imprisonment of up to 21 years. Globe Telecom started blocking all text messages that contain clickable links in a bid to wipe out possible source of scam using its platform. Globe said it has started blocking the person-to-person messages, redirecting the receiver to click on the malicious link being given. The telco company said it is ready to enforce SMS blocking pending the passage and implementation of the SIM card registration bill. Globe is also proposing to mandate telcos to store the historical data on registered SIM card owners to trace the numbers being used. Since January to July of this year, Globe said it has already blocked 784 million scam and spam messages, deactivated 14,058 scam-linked phone numbers, and blacklisted almost 9,000 numbers. Speaker Martin Romualdez, who is the main author of the House version of the proposed SIM Registration Act, said this may be the first law to be signed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Under the proposed law, all SIM cards to be sold shall be in a deactivated state and shall only be activated after the end user completes the registration process. And that is the latest from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and Radyo Pilipinas RP1. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change. Good evening, everyone.